It's the Brad and John Show.
The Brad and John Show for Hump Day, the 23rd of July. And John, do you know what tomorrow is?
Tomorrow is Friday. No, wait, tomorrow is Thursday. What is July 24th? What significance does it have,
Brad? It's 24/7 day. 24/7 day, John. Did you know?
Oh, 7/24.
Yeah, 24/7 day. Okay. And we'll talk about coming up in a minute. Okay. But first, you know what it is, John?
It's time for Brad's Top 3.
It's time for Brad's Top 3.
It is. It's time for Brad's Top 3. Now, number 3, a guy, you're going to make fun of me for this, who I forgot his name, and I was trying, and John's trying to go, Brad's trying to get money from the lieutenant governor's office. And I kind of ask you a question. Is it Wassinger or Wassinger? Or is it soft or hard G? Which one is it?
It's a hard G.
Hard G. Okay, hard G. Okay. Yesterday, did he send you this article, which I thought was really interesting? Did he get this?
First of all, who is he?
Chris Walker.
No, I did not get any email or other communication from Chris Walker.
He sent me this yesterday at 3:39. Scary situation in Missouri. An illegal alien from Uzbekistan, I can't talk, tried to pick up JDAM guidance kits at the Boeing plant in St. Charles. These kits turned bombs into precision missiles.
Brad, where is the story from?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'll send you a screenshot of this. Is what he says.
But I mean, is it a news story?
I guess. No, here it is.
Or is it like a Facebook post?
It's on you're Mr. X. This is on the official X account of Missouri Lieutenant Governor David Wassinger. And he sent he sent me this screenshot, and it's got this scary looking dude who looks like he's from, the Middle East, or from, like, he looks like some kind of Ruski or something like that. And he's looking at the camera, and there's a little revolving red light, and once again it says scary situation in Missouri. An illegal alien from Uzbekistan tried to pick up JDAM guidance kits at the Boeing plant in St. Charles. For those of you who don't know this, if you're going on 370 and you come across the bridge of the Missouri River, and immediately on your right, that is Boeing's missile plant. That's where they make all sorts of crazy missiles. I don't know if they make the Harpoon, but they make a bunch of the different missiles that Boeing has in their repertoire. Would that be the right word, or their?
Yeah. And their arsenal. How about we say arsenal?
Yes, exactly. In our DoD's arsenal are made right there in St. Charles. I don't know if that's technically St. Charles City or not. That might be unincorporated St. Charles.
Brett, let me interrupt. This is a cool picture here. I don't see a news story with it, but it's a cool picture and caption.
Right. Well, that's what it says. Did you find it? Did you?
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing for me to link to. There's not a news story about it.
Right.
But there's the lieutenant governor's words, and then there's a picture of a foreign guy.
Right. So see, now I'm thinking to myself, if this guy were smart, okay, what we need to do is we need to get this guy and say, dude, you know what? Don't try to break into the JDAM plant there, the Boeing's JDAM plant. Go to Walmart and buy a drone. You don't want to mess around with all these crazy circuitry that you got to put onto a guided missile. Just go on Amazon and buy a drone. Right, John? That's all we have to do, right?
I think you must have some real conflict in your mind because you're Mr. I sure wish I could shop at Grandpa Pigeon's and not have to go to Wally World. So does it cause you any kind of internal conflict, Brad, when you promote Walmart for terrorists buying drones?
Like,
would you rather they went to Central Hardware or Riverview Dairy Thrift Market Kids section and purchased it?
Mentioning all these places.
Do you think they should go to BartleBart's and see if they have something in the back room?
Well, John, when you were around, because you're much younger than I am, was there Tomboy up there down the street from Ronnie's barbershop? Was that a Tomboy there still?
No, where was that, Brad?
That was the market that was a couple doors down from Ronnie's barbershop. It was.
Oh, is that eventually probably became the shopping state that was there, right?
Yeah, I believe, but it used to be called Tomboy.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, it was Tomboy Market. See, John, Grasshopper, I'm going to guide you.
Yeah, we have to have a little bit of 63138 knowledge here, Brad. Right. So what you're saying is that, okay, so that's a great flag by the lieutenant governor there. I wonder, the question is, will mainstream Missouri media pick up that story, or will they ignore it because it doesn't fit their narrative?
Well, because the lieutenant governor put it on there, they'll probably go, oh, he's not a journalist. We won't pay attention to him. But you know what the interesting thing about it is?
What's that, Brad?
I know for a fact that this will be that later today, because of the fact a friend of mine gave me the down low on this. This will become a major story on KWMU because you know why?
Why is that, Brad?
This guy's transsexual. And
oh yeah, and he's a hero,
right? And he's a hero, and because of the fact that the reason he was trying to buy these JDAM kits for missiles, he wasn't really going to do anything. He's going to be like the middleman. He was going to wholesale them to a bunch of Iranians, and he was going to have the money left over from that to get his sexual affirmation operation. That's what he was doing, and that's
it's called gender affirmation.
Whatever,
Brad. Get it right. You clearly don't listen to enough St. Louis Public Radio.
I don't. And what's funny yesterday is, I swear I almost died laughing. I'm driving along listening to this interesting story, and then it takes the NPR turn. Well, and they're talking about some woman, and they're talking about she's got a lot of grief in her life because of the fact that her what I know, daughter, son, whatever, is in a quandary because due to that meanie Trump, who's trying to squash gender-affirming surgery, her daughter is not going to be able to finish her operation for conversion to a unicorn or whatever she's converting to because the doctor is afraid that he's going to be sued by Pam Bondi. And I'm going, oh my God.
So much fear and anxiety. It's how I feel when it's 7:33 and we haven't gotten to Brad's number 2 yet.
Well,
it's time for Brad's number 2. It's time for Brad's number 2.
Well, I'll give you a little bit of hint, John. Today's number 2 is going to be Brad's number 1. Let me think about that. Today's number 2 is going to be...
Okay. I don't follow, so explain it to me.
Okay. Today is the day before 24/7 day, okay? And what's interesting about this is once we get past the 4th of July, we have a period of time when there are no days, there's no Monday off for, St. Elmo's birthday or,
or St. Elmo's fire. Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Until we get to Labor Day.
Yes.
Right?
So we go almost.
Oh, that's sad, Brad.
We go almost 2 months with no holidays, no 3-day weekends, no 4-day weekends. And tomorrow, being 24/7 day, I have an incredible advertising package that is going to be available. Matter of fact, it's available right now if you want to go to 247day.com. Spell it all out because I tried to buy 247day.com and that one was taken. They wanted $1,800 for it. And I'm thinking, I'm not paying $1,800. So I paid $11.09 for 247day.com. Spell it all out, 247day.com, where you can buy not 1, not 2, but 3 killer advertising packages. Now, I will say this one thing right now. If we have politicians who are listening right now, and if like we have the Bill Eigels of the world or the Jason Laws of the world,
yeah, you speak very highly of both of them.
Are the Mike Elams of the world, they should be all over this because their ad will run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, once per hour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And as long as they don't mention they're running for office, they can get their identification on this radio station and on another radio station, Westplex 1071, 24/7. And once again, as long as they don't say, vote for me, if they say, like Mike Elam says right now.
Yeah,
hey.
You know what? Hold on. Let me try, Brad. Small businesses are the backbone of a community. So the next time you go to make that big purchase, give a small business a chance. Who does that sound like?
Jason Law? No.
Absolutely not. Now, Brad, I went to 247day.com, and that's not your website.
No.
So what is it? Is there a dash in there or some strange thing?
You didn't hear what I said. Spell it out. 24/7.
Wait, you want somebody to actually spell out TWENTY?
Yeah. 24.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Day.
Yeah, 247.
247day.com.
I see what you're saying.
20. Okay. Spell it out. TWENTY FRURDAY. No, I missed a 7 in there.
247day.com.
And there's
people are going to definitely type out all those letters. Oh, I see it. Promote your business 24/7, 365.
Yes,
hey, and it's in the Brad Hildebrand template. Look at that.
What's the Brad Hildebrand template?
Well, it's the same one. No, that's a compliment, Brad. It's the same template. It's Cadence WordPress that you use for all your websites. That's awesome. So people can go on here now and just purchase sites. You look at this deal, Brad. Westplex 1071.
Yeah.
Wow, $16.99 for the entire year. That's a great deal, Brad.
Just for this station alone, we're on $7.99. You can be on every stinking hour of every single day. Now, the reason I do this, because here's the interesting thing. My radio folk will go, oh my God, you're prostituting yourself. No, here's what I'm doing. I'm not a big corporate guy. I'm a small guy, okay? Every dollar helps me keep these radio stations on the air and fight the Lutherans, but that's a whole nother story. But once again, my thing is, I'm trying to prove to people, and what's interesting about it is I get people that are on this station all the time that tell me, oh my God, I can't believe so-and-so listens to your station. They told me they heard my ad. I hear that all the time. And what's crazy about that is there's so much negative publicity. Oh, nobody listens to radio anymore. And you know what's interesting?
Brad, what does Nielsen have to say? What does the industry group that survives by industry ads say about listenership, Brad?
Never mind, John. We're moving on to number one.
And now,
okay.
Big Finish, Brad's number.
Yes, it's number one. Number one. This story is about Brendan Carr. You know who Brendan Carr is?
No, I have no idea who that is.
Brendan Carr is the chairman of the Federal Communications Commission. And
ooh, that's got to be a buddy of yours then.
I wish he were a buddy. I mean, he'd help me in my fight against he'd help me in my fight against the Lutherans, but that's a whole nother story. Okay, Brendan Carr and what's interesting about this is this has turned into a huge controversy, almost as much as, by the way, can I just digress just for a minute?
Yeah, it would be the first time.
One of the funniest things I saw is that a couple of the baseball teams have changed their kiss cam into the Coldplay cam. And what they do is when they focus on a male-female couple, what they're both supposed to do, they're supposed to duck out of the frame. That's the new thing, the Coldplay cam.
I've seen that. I saw it at the Savannah Bananas game. The Savannah Bananas did a takeoff on that
Coldplay cam, which is funny. Okay, back to FCC Chairman Brendan Carr. Okay, Brendan Carr has come out and essentially said, okay, this stuff about the Stephen Colbert, the late night show, is a bunch of hooey, and I couldn't agree with him more. And let me pull a quote from this. He essentially says, and the headline is and it's really funny. I sent this to a friend of mine who is a dyed-in-the-wool Dem. And what's interesting was the response I got back from this person that anytime they see any kind of a news article that shows it's from Fox, they immediately delete it and they won't look at it. So me being the nice guy I am, I went into my pictures on my phone and I sent this person about 6 different pictures of cute little foxes, and then I sent one of my favorite songs by Yelvis. What would the fox say? You know that song? You know what I'm talking about?
I do. Unfortunately, I've heard that. Yeah.
Okay. FCC Chairman blasts partisan left's reaction to DNC spokesperson Stephen Colbert's cancellation. Federal Communications Commission Chairman Brendan Carr shot back on Monday at left-wing celebrities and politicians decrying CBS canceling Stephen Colbert's late night show. Quote, the partisan left's ritualistic wailing and gnashing of teeth over Colbert is quite revealing. They're acting like they're losing a loyal DNC spokesperson that was entitled to an exemption from the laws of economics. Did the guy nail it in 2 sentences or what? That's exactly.
Absolutely. You know, Brad, I saw that quote, and now that you read it to me, I didn't know that it was from the FCC guy.
Yes. And he's essentially saying, and if you read the story, it talks about and what's interesting, he goes on. Now this is interesting. Jamie Lee Curtis, you know who she is. Have you ever seen the movie True Lies?
No, you asked me that last week, and the answer is still no.
Oh my God, there's a Jamie Lee Curtis scene in that movie you have to see.
Is there one? I don't think it's True Lies where she takes her top off. It's another movie, right?
No. Well, she doesn't take her top off. She takes everything else off, and she does a striptease for Arnold, who she didn't realize is actually her husband, which is actually a funny scene.
Go ahead.
Okay, Jamie Lee Curtis says, they just cut NPR, and public broadcasting, yes, they're trying to silence people, but that won't work. It won't work. We will just get louder. No kidding. And the whole thing was, it comes and here's Colbert says, okay, here's another one. Now I believe this kind of complicated financial settlement with a sitting government official has a technical name in legal circles. It's big fat bribe, Colbert said, because he's referring to the fact that CBS paid Trump or paid his charity $16 million because of the fact that, and of course they paid, and this is the interesting thing. The news organizations get away with so much crap that what I like is the fact that somebody like Trump calls them out, because the reason they made the settlement with Trump is because they got caught red-handed modifying the what's her name, the Vice President Kamala Harris interview, where and their own stupidity, where they run one version of the interview and then they run a second version of the interview, which is totally different. But they in both interviews, both sets. Both clips, they ask the same question, and there's two different answers. So what does that tell you?
And they refused at the time to give the unedited version out. They didn't want to release it because they didn't want to show how they were tilting the plane.
Exactly. And, it's to the point where, once again, I got to find where Dr. Camille Winter is buried. And once a month, I need to go have a talk with Dr. Camille. I don't know what is Czechoslovakia. Is there a favorite drink that Czechoslovakians drink? I know if it were Russia, I'd bring him vodka. Is there a Czechoslovakian drink?
Yeah, I think it's just called the Chekhov.
Once a month, I need to go to Camille Winter's grave. I think he's buried someplace over in Edwardsville, and I need to put some flowers on his grave, and leave a bottle of beer or Czechoslovakian beer if there is such a thing, and say, Dr. Camille Winter, the world misses you because of the fact you taught me about unbiased journalism, which is dead, unfortunately, like you, Dr. Winter. That's what I need to do, Jen.
I think as long as you don't send a whizzing drone over his gravesite, he'll be happy.
Or as long as I don't whiz on his gravesite, he'll be happy, right?
Yeah, whatever you want to call it, Brad.
That's like my one friend who I don't believe is with us anymore, and his wish was not granted. His wish was that he was a Vietnam veteran, saw combat in Vietnam, and his wish was that he would live at least 1 week longer than Jane Fonda, because that way he would go to her grave and piss on her grave. That was his wish, and unfortunately he died a couple years ago, so he's not be able to do that. And Jane is still kicking, so I feel sorry for him. Okay, it's time for a break. Was that a good Brad top 3 or what?
It was fantastic today, Brad. Way to go.
Okay.